A little dog. Two.
Hi, I'm Jane Rudolph.
And I'm Monsignor Charles Meinong.
I'm Pat Shelton, and welcome to Real to Real.
You know, this is a welcome week for a lot of people, but not for students. I think around this time of the year, they're all talking about exams, report cards, and their first interviews with parents. It's not easy these days.
No, it isn't. And I think we can look back and think of one teacher who got us through that time. In my case, it was Mr. McCarran. Pat, do you remember one teacher from those tough days?
I had some very special ones. How about Mrs. Jaffe? Yes.
I hope she's watching tonight.
I hope so, too.
Saying, there's my Pat.
It's nice to be able to say I love you to your former teachers. You know, that's an important idea, to be able to say I love you. For, you know, Dr. Richard Fitzgibbons will tell us how to do that when you get into your own relationships.
And we're talking about learning tonight. Do you know what the word Ganas means? Well, if you don't, you'll know before the end of the program.
Millennium. Millennium is a program to revitalize Catholic education, and that's something that we can't do without.
No, we cannot. And you know, to revitalize Catholic education, to revitalize all education, takes a very serious responsibility on every one of us, I think.
It is true, and that responsibility breeds discipline. You look at the word disciples. Well, they had to give a lot up, and they had to be very disciplined to follow Jesus. And we have to be disciplined when we're learning. Tonight we're going to meet one teacher who's absolutely incredible, and he shows us that discipline is mandatory in the struggle for knowledge.
Yes, I like math. It's hard, but in a way it's interesting too.
In the science and cosines, I get confused.
When I first see it, it's like, wow, I'm not going to understand this.
To be honest, I didn't like it, but when I started in Mr. Escalante's class, I liked the way he teaches.
22 years ago, Jaime Escalante came to America from Bolivia with a dream. He wanted to teach and motivate young people. But what he hoped for in America did not come easy. In 1979, Jaime was hired to teach computer science in one of the toughest schools in East Los Angeles, Garfield High School. But there were no computers. Instead, he found himself teaching remedial math to students who barely knew how to add and subtract. Garfield was known for its absenteeism and youth gangs. In addition, it was in danger of losing its accreditation. But this troubled school still had something to offer. Young people who needed Jaime Escalante's dream the most.
I didn't know the high school in America was that bad. And so on top of that, I had an assignment to teach 5 consecutive periods of high school math. And I noticed the kids didn't know the times table, didn't master the basic skills. And when I was going home on the freeway, is when I said, first, I'm going to teach them responsibility, and I'm going to teach them respect.
Jaime's revolutionary teaching methods created a modern-day miracle. He believed that the students would rise to meet his level of expectation. Through a combination of humor, good-natured prodding, and sometimes even threats, he was able to inspire his students to believe in themselves.
You have to build some kind of confidence with the kids. You have to be in the same level. And that way you create new methods, new approaches every year according with the students you have.
In 1982, Escalante and his students gained national recognition. He inspired 18 of his students to dream the impossible and believe they could make something out of their lives. After 1 year of Jaime's tutelage, the students enrolled in his calculus class. Their goal? To pass the National Advanced Placement Calculus examination. 18 Garfield High School students took the exam, and 18 passed, 6 with perfect scores. However, after a review by the Educational Testing Service, they were accused of cheating. Jaime and the students felt this was because of their Hispanic surnames and accomplishments. Given a choice to accept the verdict of the authorities or retest, they chose to retest. It was this very incident that inspired the critically acclaimed movie Stand and Deliver. Edward James Olmos portrayed Jaime Escalante, and Lou Diamond Phillips played Angel, a gang member and one of Jaime's students. Since 1982, increasingly more and more Garfield students have taken and passed the AP Calculus exam. Jaime has become a special mentor to his students. They refer to him as Kimo, a shortened version of Kimo Sabe, which loosely translated means the man who knows it all.
At the beginning of every school year, we have a new students which had that question, said, why you have to warm up? And my answer is always, you have to pump blood to the brain to be able to understand what you're going to be doing. You're going to have fun doing this. And so immediately what I do, I pass out the quizzes. Somehow the kid has to build responsibility, discipline. So if he does not have the homework, to me, it's equal to say there's no ticket to watch the show. You may have to go talk to your counselor or whatever. But I ask him to sit on the floor, and they don't like that. They don't like that. That's when I have to use the 3-finger sign, which means you must come at 3 o'clock to see the teacher and do the homework you're missing. I always use the classic word, which is Ganas. It's a logo. It's a term I use in my classes at the beginning of every school year, and I spell it for them saying G-A-N-A-S, Ganas. And you know the meaning of that. Ganas means desire, the wish to get ahead, the ability to sacrifice. You know, Ganas also means hard work, and hard work makes the future. And I say to them, the future belongs to those who can see it. You're the best. You're going to do it. You could see it. I'm just the coach. I'm going to help you. I'm helping you in order to accomplish what we have in mind. And what I expect from you is just the Ganas. If you don't have the Ganas, I'm the expert. I'm going to give you the Ganas.
He always has that word Ganas, and, you know, he tells us that although we're Hispanics, I mean, we can become someone, and he's right, because some people, you know, they criticize you because they say that you might not become someone, and well, he's right. If we want to, and if we have Ganas, we can become whoever we want to.
Ganas means motivation, desire to learn. It's like you're the best, and with Ganas, you could do whatever you want to do.
Over the past decade, this Bolivian immigrant has transformed a barrio high school known more for gangs than good grades into the city's best training ground for young mathematicians. He has proven how a little love and understanding can go a long way.
That's why I make them believe in themselves. And always say to them, you know, people's watching you, looking at you, learning from you, looking at you for an inspiration. You see in the newspaper, Garfield High, everybody's looking at you. You have to give me the big plus. Not to me, to your mom, to your last name, and to America, because there's no reason to fall behind. We're in competition with Japan and Russia, and the kids believe in that. And I said, you're gonna do it. You're gonna do it. And as you can see in my room, I have signs which are principles or the things I use to motivate the kids. For instance, under the clock, I have an equation which reads determination plus discipline plus hard work equals the way to success. And I put that under the clock because the kids had a tendency to look at the clock during the class time.
Jaime Escalante set out to raise the students' sights and show them that minorities can succeed in a demanding academic program. He teaches calculus, but the real lesson he teaches is one of perseverance, faith, and courage. Jaime's dedication to teaching has inspired countless students to stay in school and develop to their full potential, changing the pattern of their lives forever.
I believe in God. I believe in education. I believe in my friends. And I believe in my students.
And we believe in you.
And we believe in you. Make our belief come true and stay with us.
cordially invited to join the Reel-to-Reel crew as they travel through Switzerland, Austria, and Germany, gearing up for the most dramatic event staged on the European continent, the Passion Play, a world-famous tribute to the life of Christ. At Oberammergau, you will witness live on an enormous stage the events that actually happened to Jesus during his week of Passion, performed by a cast of over 1,000 professionals. This once-in-a-lifetime religious experience brings the Passion of our Lord before your very eyes. Included in your tour package is round-trip air transportation, 14 nights deluxe hotel accommodations, and daily breakfast and dinner. You will enjoy such sightseeing tours as a beautiful cruise along the Rhine River and truly experience the culture and folklore of Europe throughout your 16-day itinerary. This spectacular trip is scheduled for July 26th through August 10th, 1990. Don't hesitate to reserve your seat for the Passion Play at Oberammergau because tickets are limited. All persons traveling with the Reel-to-Reel crew will receive as a bonus a 1-hour videotape capturing the memories of your trip. For more information, please call 215-587-3775.
All right, welcome back. With me is Mrs. Roberta Anderson, who is an educator in the Diocese of Trenton. We're going to be discussing Millennium, the revitalization of Catholic education in the future. Welcome, Roberta.
Thank you.
I feel like I've known you. We've been talking on the phone so much. Now, Roberta, you are an educator.
Yes.
You're Catholic.
Yes.
You're a parent, so you
Yes.
have a great deal of interest in Catholic education, I would imagine. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your background, and then we'll talk about Catholic education.
I've been involved in Catholic education really most of my life. I went to Catholic grammar school in high school and a Jesuit college. I then went back and taught at the high school that I had been a student at. And then I had the opportunity to become a Catholic school teacher. And now I'm in a large diocesan Catholic high school, Notre Dame in Lawrenceville, who just last year got a lay principal. And I'm very active in my parish in inner city Trenton.
I see, and you have children.
Yes, we have.
In the Catholic school system.
Yes, we have 3 children.
All right. Roberta, you're also a member of the Diocesan Pastoral Council for Education.
Yes.
Would you tell us what that's about?
It is the Diocese of Trenton. It is our bishop and the laity reaching out to answer the needs of the future of Catholic education in the Trenton Diocese. It is our way of beginning a grassroots attempt to look at the problems of Catholic education, look at what we might do as the laity, because the future of Catholic education really is going to rest with the laity. There is not the number of clergy to answer the needs that are out there. And
so we are going to have to shoulder so much more of this burden.
Yes.
Could you tell us, what do you see as the problems and needs in Catholic education?
I think the problems are primarily fiscal. I think they're not the only problems, but I think we need to begin to come up with alternative sources of revenue, as we've lost more and more sisters and we've had to replace them with laity. That's become a very large expenditure of most school budgets.
We need to compensate them
yes.
more.
And I think as much as that, we need to answer the needs of the students and also provide an opportunity to get the kind of quality teachers that we hope to have. And that burden is a burden that we all need to share. You know, it's not something that can just necessarily even rest with the parents of the students involved in the schools. We have a whole generation of Catholics that we have that have had the opportunities and benefits of Catholic education. And financially, they have the resources to provide, or at least to help to provide, the kind of support that Catholic education in the future is going to need.
So what you're saying is the responsibility doesn't just lie with the parents of children now in school, the people who've already enjoyed Catholic education for themselves and their children. They've got to reach down and help with the financial burden.
Right.
Okay.
It isn't even just a financial burden, though. I think it's an understanding of young people today. I think part of it has to do with an awareness of how important those people are to the future of Catholic education, are to the future of this country. Catholic education provides something that public schools don't provide.
For example?
A value system, a set of expectations, although there's been a big push in public school for value education. It's something that's been part of Catholic education for generations.
And obviously you are a proponent of value-oriented education.
Oh yes, I really am. I think that the students that I've been teaching for 12 years, and I see children who are desperate for a sense of rootedness, for an opportunity to have something to hang on to. We have expectations at school, academic expectations. The studies are very clear that academically, Catholic education is doing a fine job.
And we need to continue it because there's so much attention, there's so much competition for the attention of our students from so many worldly sources.
Yeah.
So yes, we've got to do all that we can to keep it in place. America needs it. And Millennium, the Pastoral Council, yes, for Education, is going to look into those problems and help us solve and resolve those problems in the future.
I think that,
Roberta, I want to thank you for being with us today. Human interaction isn't easy for people. Up next, something we all can use, a lesson in relationships.
Recently, I saw a very nice guy in my office, let's call him Skip, who came in and had many areas of his life that he felt very good about. He had close friends, a nice social life, good job, but he had a major problem in his marriage, and he didn't understand why that was. It was in marked contrast to other parts of his life. Very soon we came to appreciate what Skip's problem was, and it was that he had difficulty in communicating love and praise and his negative feelings to his wife. This was resulting in serious marital problems. In fact, this difficulty in communicating love and praise is one of the major causes of the collapse in marriages, and frequently it arises from difficulties in the husband and to a much lesser degree in the wife. Frequently these men just don't appreciate how important it is to receive, to give love, and how important it is for their spouses to receive love. Receiving love and praise is an extremely important thing for every one of us. It refreshes us and it strengthens us. Now, Skip, like a lot of men, had this difficulty for many reasons. He didn't understand how important it was to communicate this. Secondly, he modeled after a father who didn't show a lot of praise and love. His father loved him and loved his mother, but didn't communicate it very much. In fact, many men almost feel that it's not masculine to communicate love, that somehow that's feminine, which of course we realize is untrue. Some men have difficulty in this area because they grew up with a very controlling parent, or they have a boss who's very controlling, and they don't have a nice, safe feeling with those they love. Others are preoccupied with financial worries or worries about their job. These worries pull them away and block the flow of love and praise. Some feel very insecure and don't praise for that reason, because when you praise someone, they come closer to you. They want to be close and affectionate with you. Others have this anger deep within their hearts, and this anger blocks their good feelings. It kind of puts a certain rigidity into their life and into their loving. Now, fortunately, this problem in men can change, and they can get over it totally, so they can be free with their loving. How can this happen? First, by daily trying to make a commitment that I want to communicate my love, that there's love in my heart, and I want to show it. And it's not unmasculine to show it. It's good to show love and praise. Secondly, to try to trust more. The more we trust those we love, the more our heart opens up, and that love that's within us and the praise within us flows to others. Also, the spiritual side of the personality can be very helpful here. A person can model after the Lord, for example, and think, I want to love the way the Lord loved, and have Him as my model, and not other people who are weak or wounded as a model for loving. Now, if you're coping with a person who has this difficulty, it can be very helpful for you to encourage that person to do something about their difficulties. And also, stop blaming yourself. Many women, many children think my husband or my father doesn't communicate love because something is wrong with me. Nothing is wrong with you. They just may have this problem. And again, with work and with effort, it can be totally overcome so that their loving can be really set free.
There is love in my heart, and I want to tell you, that's how you work on a relationship, so doctor says.
And we want you to work on staying with us tonight on Reel to Reel. There's so much more to come.
First, we'll take a ride in the car, all right?
Why don't you take this gentleman next?
Lady, you just made my day.
Go ahead. Make someone's day. With love.
We welcome your comments and suggestions and encourage you to write us at Reel to Reel, 222 North 17th Street, room 907, Philadelphia 19103, or call us during regular business hours at 215-668-9842.
There's someone taking care of you right now, and you probably learned about it way back when in first grade. Now, Padre Pio had a great devotion to his, and hopefully you do to yours, your very own guardian angel.
My own guardian angel. You know, we all have an idea about guardian angels, but each of us has a need to protect the world and ask God to help it. And that has to be expressed in so many ways. And it's expressed whether you do it as a child's cartoon or Amy Grant in a gospel video.
Dear World is a special book created by the children of Canada. The pages of this book are filled with our hopes and dreams, our ideas on how to make the world a better place to live. These messages were written with love as part of a project to help send medicine and medical supplies to our brothers and sisters in the poorest parts of the world, our world.
Dear World, how I would put the world right without any bombs.
I would make a big hurricane and blow up all these things.
I would like all schools to perform exchanges with other countries so they will learn about other cultures.
I hate wars that people start because they bother people.
I think it's wrong of people to be prejudiced because no matter what color you are, you're a person too.
I'd make sure there was no fighting going on in the world. I would invite the leaders of every country to come to Canada and sign an agreement that stated they would never fight again.
Dear world, I love you very much. I like living on you. You're very pretty. I would stop people from littering other people. To stop wars, I would say hi to them and they would point their arrows the other way.
Stop polluting. Listen to your father and mother. Stop hunting. Stop fighting. Stop killing people.
Just think, God gives people life, and what do they do but fight and kill one another?
Finally, teach your children at a young age things like honesty, kindness, lack of prejudice, equality, by setting examples. After all, they will rule the world next.
Have you ever been in a situation, a bad situation, where it seemed like there was no way out? Well, here's a story about a situation just like that.
Take this man to prison, the man heard Herod say. And then 4 squads of soldiers came and carried him away. Chained up between 2 watchmen, Peter tried to sleep. But beyond the walls, an endless prayer was lifting for his keep. Then a light cut through the darkness of of a lonely prison cell, and the chains that bound the man of God just opened up and fell. And running to his people before the break of day, there was only one thing on his mind, only one thing to say. Angels watching over me, every move I make. Angels watching over me. Angels watching over me, every step I take. Angels watching over me. God only knows the times my life was threatened just today. A reckless car ran out of gas before it ran my way. Near misses all around me, accidents unknown. Though I never see with human eyes the hands that lead me home, but I know they're all around me, all day and through the night. When the enemy is closing in, I know sometimes they fight to keep my feet from falling. I'll never turn away. If you're asking what's protecting me, then you're gonna hear me say, God has angels watching over me, every move I make. Angels watching over me. Angels watching over me, every step I take. Angels watching over me. Angels watching over me. Angels watching over me. God has angels watching over me, every move I make. Angels watching over me. Angels watching over me, every step I take. Angels watching over me. 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 Though I never see with human eyes the hands that lead me home.
And on that lively note, we'll leave you this evening. Until next week, please take care.
Goodbye, and God bless you.
Goodbye for now.
Travel arrangements for Reel to Reel by Atkinson and Mullen, Newtown Square, PA, 215-359-5980.
We have often used these 30 seconds to talk about the Young Adult Prayer Group.
That is because we would like every young man or woman, single or married, 18 to 35, to come out and experience the power of God in our midst.
We meet this coming Saturday and every fourth Saturday of the month at Waldron Mercy Academy, 515 Montgomery Avenue in Marion.
So if you are 18 to 35, single or married, come out to Waldron Mercy Academy.
If you need directions, just call 215-668-HOPE.